The house was too quiet, the kind of stillness that presses against your eardrums like a held breath. I stood in the hallway, keys dangling from my hand, the faint hum of the refrigerator the only sound anchoring me to reality. Then I heard it, Ellie's voice sharp and hushed, drifting from the living room. "Mom, you promised you'd tell him soon. You can't keep lying like this." My heart lurched, a cold fist squeezing it tight. "Tell me what?" I edged closer, the hardwood creaking under my boots. The living room glowed faintly, the TV paused on some cartoon the kids loved. Ellie, my 16-year-old, sat cross-legged on the couch. Her phone clutched like a lifeline. Ben, 2 years younger, slumped beside her, his eyes darting to the floor. Their mother, Claire, stood by the window, her silhouette framed against the dusk. She didn't turn around. "Ellie, please," she whispered, her voice brittle. "It's complicated. You don't understand." I froze, my pulse hammering in my throat. Complicated? The word clawed at me. Vague but heavy, like a storm cloud on the horizon. I should have stepped into the room, demanded answers, but my feet felt cemented to the floor. Instead, I listened, a trespasser in my own home. Claire's phone buzzed on the coffee table, the screen lighting up with a name I didn't recognize, Mark. My stomach twisted. Mark. The guy from her office, the one she'd mentioned in passing, always with a laugh, like he was harmless. "He's just a colleague, Tom," she'd said last month when I asked why she was texting him at midnight. I'd believed her. Or maybe I'd wanted to. Ben's voice broke the silence, low and unsteady. "What if Dad finds out before you tell him?" "He's not stupid, Mom." My breath caught, sharp and jagged. "Finds out what?" The air felt thicker now, like it was pressing me down, forcing me to hear more. Claire turned, her face half-shadowed. "He won't. Not yet. Just keep this between us, okay? For me." Her voice cracked, not with guilt, but with desperation. My kids," nodded, their faces tight with something I couldn't name. Loyalty? Fear? I wanted to scream, to shatter the moment, but I backed away, silent, the keys biting into my palm. The next morning, the kitchen smelled of burnt toast and Claire's jasmine perfume. She moved around the island, packing lunches with mechanical precision. Her smile too bright, like a mask painted on too thick. "Morning, love," she said, glancing at me over her shoulder. Her eyes didn't meet mine, not really. They darted away, like a deer sensing danger. "Morning," I muttered, pouring coffee I didn't want. My hands trembled, and I gripped the mug to steady them. Last night's conversation replayed in my head, each word a splinter under my skin. I watched her, searching for cracks in her facade. The way she tucked her hair behind her ear. Had she always done that so nervously? The way she avoided my gaze. Was that new, or had I just never noticed? Ellie shuffled in, her backpack slung over one shoulder. "Dad, you're up early," she said, her voice too cheerful, like she was trying to fill the silence. Ben followed, quieter, his eyes fixed on his cereal. They knew. They were protecting her. My chest ached, a dull, spreading pain, like I'd been punched and didn't realize it until now. "Couldn't sleep," I said, my voice flat. Claire's knife paused mid-spread, peanut butter smearing unevenly on the bread. She didn't look up. I wanted she'd say something, anything, to prove me wrong. But she didn't. The silence grew, heavy with unspoken truths, and I felt like I was drowning in it. Days blurred into a haze of suspicion. I noticed things I'd ignored before. Claire's late nights at the office, her phone always face down, the way she'd laugh too quickly when I asked about her day. I started checking her texts when she was in the shower, hating myself for it but unable to stop. There were messages to Mark, vague but intimate. "Can't wait to see you," one read. "Miss you," said another. Each word was a knife, carving away the life I thought we had. I didn't confront her. Not yet. I wanted to believe there was an explanation. That my perfect family, our Saturday movie nights, our camping trips, the way Claire used to kiss me like I was her whole world, wasn't a lie. But the kids' silence gnawed at me. Ellie's forced smiles, Ben's averted eyes. They were complicit, and that hurt worse than Claire's betrayal. They'd chosen her over me. One night, I couldn't take it anymore. I waited until Claire was asleep, her breathing soft and even, and slipped into the garage. Her car smelled of her perfume, but there was something else, cologne, sharp and unfamiliar. I found a receipt on the passenger seat. Dinner for two at a restaurant we'd never been to. Dated last Friday, when she'd said she was working late. My hands shook as I stuffed it into my pocket, the paper crumpling like my resolve. The confrontation came on a Tuesday, rain drumming against the windows like a heartbeat. The kids were upstairs, their laughter faint but jarring, a reminder of what I was about to lose. Claire was in the kitchen, chopping vegetables, her movements deliberate, like she was trying to outrun something. I stood in the doorway, the receipt burning a hole in my pocket. "Claire," I said, my voice low, "who's Mark?" Her knife stopped, hovering over a carrot. Her shoulders stiffened, and for a moment, I thought she'd deny it. Then she turned, her face pale, her eyes wide with something like fear. "Tom, don't lie to me." My voice cracked, raw and unsteady. I heard the kids. I saw the texts. The receipt. "Just tell me the truth." She set the knife down, her hands trembling. "It's not what you think," she started, but the words sounded hollow, rehearsed. "Mark and I. It just happened. I didn't mean for it to go this far." Didn't mean for it to go how far? I stepped closer, my voice rising. "An affair, Claire? With my kids covering for you?" The betrayal cut deeper than I'd expected, not just hers but theirs. Ellie and Ben, my heart and soul, had kept her secret. Tears welled in her eyes, but they didn't move me. "I was lonely," she whispered. "You were always working, always distant." "Mark," he listened. I laughed, a bitter, broken sound. "So it's my fault? I gave you everything, 20 years, this house, our family, and you throw it away because you were lonely." She flinched, but I wasn't done. "And the kids? You dragged them into this? Made them lie to me?" My voice broke, and I hated how much it hurt. "They're my kids, Claire." "I'm sorry," she sobbed, reaching for me. I stepped back, her touch like poison now. I packed a bag that night, the house suffocating me. Ellie and Ben stood in the hallway, their faces pale, their eyes pleading. "Dad, don't go," Ellie said, her voice small. Ben just stared, guilt written in every line of his face. "You chose her," I said, my voice barely above a whisper. "You knew, and you lied to me." Their silence was answer enough. I walked past them, the weight of their betrayal heavier than Claire's. Outside, the rain soaked through my jacket, but I didn't care. I got in my car, the engine roaring to life, and drove into the night. The road stretched ahead, endless and empty, like the life I was leaving behind. Blood may bind, but betrayal breaks everything. I wasn't sure where I was going, but I knew I couldn't stay. Not in a house built on lies. Not with a family that had already let me go.